Most runners believe at least one of these myths in this video, and it's probably holding them back. But let's dive into the truth and see why you actually shouldn't believe what you see. Myth number 1. Running will ruin your knees. The total concept behind this most likely comes from people who don't run very often, and they just go out with no warm-up, not good shoes, and they feel their knees starting to hurt, which is probably not uncommon. Same people that are feeling that knee pain are the probably ones that only run twice a month, 3 times a month, and this means they're not really giving their body actually enough time in running to adapt and make changes so they can feel better on runs. There's been many studies like this one right here. It actually shows the more you run, the more built up the cartilage around your joints become. So it actually adapts and gets stronger. And it overall actually shows that runners, even just recreational runners, have a decreased risk in arthritis later in life. Here's kind of a visual of what that means. So cartilage is the thing around your joints, the little spongy stuff that cushions when you land, like in running. So let's say you've never ran before. Your cartilage probably looks like this. It's probably not doing much for you. But with consistent training and training smart, not overdoing it, you can go from that cheap little thing that's probably not really doing much to this. Yes,
The scrub daddy.
in between your joints. Now, it might not look like that, but it's the idea. It's going to absorb a lot more impact, and it's going to allow you to run longer. It's going to decrease chance of joint problems like arthritis later on in life, and it's just really good. Myth number 2. You need to stretch before you run. So you probably see it all the time. People are about to go out for a run, and they're touching their toes trying to get some static stretching in. Well, this actually is going to decrease their performance. It's not going to help them at all. It might feel good in the moment, like, oh wow, that feels good. But you're just doing the opposite of what you want to do before a run. What we see right here is the National Strength and Conditioning Association that did a study that shows static stretching before intense efforts, they can actually decrease performance by 3% just because you did some long stretches before you ran. So think about it this way. Typically, static stretching is probably done post-run or a little bit later to help with recovery, and it might increase blood flow and send good things to your muscles to help with recovery. But think about it this way. When you want to recover, your body's going to be sending different things to your legs than when you want to run fast. So static stretching doesn't bring the right things, and it kind of tells your body that you're about to do something that you're not. So a good alternative to static stretching is dynamic stretching or dynamic warm-ups. This is like your high knees, your A skips, your B skips. This is the stuff that's going to prime your legs for activity, decrease risk of injury, and overall lead to a better race, workout, run, any of them. So, myth number 3 that we're going to be covering is runners shouldn't strength train, and distance runners specifically. Strength training is one that's often very misunderstood for distance runners, and there's actually a few key reasons that it can actually benefit them. And there's actually been many studies done on it that show that it can increase performance for multiple reasons, and like, for example, this one. And there's a couple key points, key reasons that strength training is actually really helpful for distance runners. One is injury prevention. When you have stronger muscles around joints, it actually will take some of the load off them. It'll put less strain on bones and joints and more strain on the muscles, which is good. Another key point is it improves your running form, and when your form is good, it improves economy. Some people you'll see when they're not very good, you'll see their arms flailing, you'll see their legs flailing. That's just wasted energy, and it's probably because there's certain parts of the body that are weaker. So if you can build up those certain muscles, it can fix your form, help you save energy, help you become more efficient when you're running, especially at faster paces. And the last key point is it increases your max power, but especially for really hard lifts in max effort sessions. So here's an example. Let's say 4 flat pace is 100%. That's all out, me all out sprinting. Let's say 5 flat pace is 70% of my all out. If I raise my maximum from 4 flat to 345, that'll now make my submaximal efforts, where 5 flat was, now that will require less energy and it will feel easier. And this can benefit long distance runners by making either race pace, their tempos, it require less energy and therefore they can run faster. Some examples of strength training that you'll see long distance runners do are isos, plyos, just weights, like big compound movements are really good. And also for injury prevention, really runner specific ones, working on hip flexors, working on calves, all that type of stuff to prevent those injuries that will ultimately help you in the long run a lot. Myth number 4. I know almost every single person watching this video, including me, have done this at some point in their running career. The myth is you have to run fast every day to become fast, or aka no pain, no gain. When I first started running, I thought that if you ran a mile a day, pretty much going as fast as you can, well, eventually you're gonna get faster, right? No, it's actually not it. If your training is hard for a short amount of time, like really hard, it's good. It's increasing your adaptations, which will make you faster. But it's gonna get to a point where it's actually gonna start working backwards from you, and when you can't recover from each session enough, that means your next session won't be as good. Your next session won't be as good, and it's a slippery slope, and it probably will lead to an injury and no progress. Now, the way we see that you can actually make the biggest endurance gains are through high volume of easy runs, accurately timed harder sessions like your tempos and short intense intervals. That's what this study explains by the National Library of Medicine. Saying when elite distance runners, they probably get around 80% of their weekly mileage is just easy runs. That's probably lower now with threshold, so maybe 70% or so. And those are just the really easy runs that are probably staying in around zone 2, and your body is just making really big adaptations. Easy running is really good because you're building an aerobic base, which is what you need for every single distance event, and it takes a very low strain off your legs. You can get a lot more mileage in through easy runs than you probably could doing tempos or so. That's why mileage and easy runs are so important, and you can run easy 80% of the time and still get a lot faster than if you were to run fast 80% of the time. Myth number 5, our last one, is you have to be born a runner to be good, or you have to have good genetics. This one, while it can be true in some areas, I don't think it should be taken true at face value. Sure, if you want to be Eliud Kipchoge, Jakob Ingebrigtsen, you probably need to have some pretty good genes. But if you want to be above average or still really good, you really don't need good genes. There's been many studies, one by the NIH that's right here, and this one talks about how if you're consistently training over time, your body's actually going to adapt. It's going to start sending more oxygen, it's going to start burning more energy, and your body composition will change, and you can just become a better runner, and your body will change to what you do. That's what a lot of people don't think. That is why, even with bad genetics, you can still become a pretty darn good runner.